whatever I described, everybody thinks the name of the Lord, the God. We are nothing without Him. We have to do, and we are sent here to sing His song, to recite His name, and throw by any means. So, and what we are there at Guru Nanak Dev Ji must went to Jagannath Puri, Odisha, where the Hindu temple is in my cover. At the time of the arti, the evening time when they say, that's called arti. So, Guru Nanak Dev Ji from those, the priest of the temple, what he prays, the Lord in his arti. The words, how beautiful are they? Jagan में था रवि चंद दीपक and just because Jagan में था, Jagan means the sky. Tha means you have that place you see food and all that place. Jagan में था रवि the sun, Chand means moon. Ravi Chand, Jagan में था रवि चंद तारा मंडल and the whole that stars and all this, but then the galaxy. So that is ornamental it is used. Jagan में था रवि चंद दीपक बोले स्टार का मन जन्म होता है. In the bowl of the sky, the sun and moon are the left. The stars in the constellation are the first. The fragrance of sandalwood is the incense. The wind is the fan, and all the vegetation are flowers in offering to you, O luminous flowers. In the name says, what a beautiful land, lives worship service this is, O destroyer of fear. This is your arti, your worship service. The sound current of this Shabad is the sounding of the temple drum. Thousands are your eyes, and yet you have no eyes. Thousands are your forms, and yet you have not even one form. Thousands are your lotus feet, and yet you have no feet. Without a nose, thousands are your noses. I am enchanted with your place. The divine light is within everyone. You are that light. Look, here what it is. The divine light, His light, is within everyone. You are that light. Yours is that light. Yours is that light which shines within everyone. How beautiful does that is. By the Guru's teaching, this divine light is revealed. That which pleases the Lord is the true worship service. My soul is enticed by the humming sweet lotus feet of the Lord. Night and day, I thirst for Him. Bless Nanak. Nanak says him, is to bless Nanak. This thirsty songbird with the water of your mercy, that he may come to dwell in your midst. And in his place, and what is described to the universal nature. Here is the Guru. Sikhism doesn't believe in the any bodily person as a Guru, because our eternal Guru is Guru Granth Sahib or the Holy Buddha. The air is the Guru, water is the Father, and the earth is the great mother of all. And he says that we have kind of this. Day and night are the two nurses in whose lap all the world is at play. Good deeds and bad deeds. The record is read out in the presence of the Lord of Dharma or religion. According to their own actions, some are drawn closer and some are driven further. If we do good deeds, we shall find ourselves nearer to the God, and if we don't, we certainly go further away from the God. The other path we choose, which is our path, directed by us, not given by the God. Those who have meditated on the name of the Lord, and departed after having won by the feet of their growth, O Nanak, their faces are radiant in the court of the Lord, and many are saved along with them. Beautifully described. So, I would
thank you, Mr. Sikhism. He very beautifully described the arti. Basically, the arti is the prayer in Guru Nanak Dev, our first teacher. he describes what the aarti is, what the prayer is. And for your reference only, Rabindranath Tagore, who was a very great author, once he was asked that Rabindranath ji, can you write an aarti for the whole universe, for the whole world, one prayer that the whole world can do? And he very in due humility to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he said that it was already written 500 years ago by Guru Nanak. Rabindranath Tagore, a great poet himself, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, he said that the universal prayer had already been written 500 years ago by Guru Nanak. Because this aarti written by Guru Nanak actually says that the whole world, even the plants, this land, everybody is praying to God. Everybody is enchanting the name of the Lord. So Sikhism basically, firstly, what was the need of Sikhism? Why? Because there in India, as 500 years ago when we were started, there were so many religions in India. What was the need of a separate religion called Sikhism? Guru Nanak Dev, when we appeared in this universe, it is said that there were so many people, so many religions, and so much of confusion about God, and casteism had a great effect on India. Maybe any religion, you call it Hinduism, Islam, the Mohammedans thought that only Allah's people were good and the others were not. Hindus, you all know, they were like Brahman, Kshatriya, and then what do you call it? Vaishya, and then the Shudra. So Guru Nanak Dev had a very soft heart for the lower sect in this society, like the Shudras. And he actually worked for the appraisal of such people. He said, Apar Allah Noor Paya Kudrat Ke Sab Bande. It means that everybody is originating from that divine light. Then how a Brahman can be different from a Shudra? They are all coming from that one universal birth. So everybody has got to be equal. And talking about the diversity of Shri Guru Granth Sahib, it's a very unique Granth, a very unique holy book. It does not take the Sikh Gurus. There are actually, as I told, there are 36 authors of that holy book. And 10 are Sikh Gurus, others are saints from other religions. So Guru Nanak didn't have this in mind that we take only 6 people's Bani into it, or he took people from who were considered as Shudras, a shoemaker. There is a Bani of a shoemaker, Shri Ravidas Ji, he took the Bani of Ravidas Ji into Guru Granth Sahib. He took the Bani of a weaver, who was considered very low caste by the other religions. He took the Bani of that great saint into Shri Guru Granth Sahib. Why? Because these were people who outwardly might appear as low caste, but from inside they were joined with the Lord. Because they had won their heart and they didn't have any difference between them and the Lord. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji took their Bani and included that in our holy Granth. Some examples from Shri Guru Granth Sahib, very simple one, very difficult, not very difficult to understand as well. Shri Guru Granth Sahib teaches us to be adaptive or in tune with the nature, because the topic that we have took today is basically the biodiversity. So we are going to talk about that as well. So it talks, Shri Guru Granth Sahib is all about Akal Uttar. We call it Akal Uttar. Akal is we call God Akal, because God has many names, so Akal also is one name of God. So we call it Akal Uttar because the whole of the Holy Granth, our Guru Granth Sahib, talks about the greatness of God, the greatness of His creation, and the the whole universe created by the God. It talks about its greatness. Just small examples like when you see a tree, we think that it is coming out of the earth, it will reach its maturity, then it will have to be cut. But the people like Shri Guru Granth Sahib, the people whose body is there, they see the tree in a very different way. When they see a tree, they think of the humility from within. How? Because a tree, let's say for example a mango tree, when it is laden with mangoes, you will have seen it bends. It bends. So Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji teaches us, be like a tree. You should be like a tree. How? Because when you take the good deeds from within, when you adapt the good nature of other people, then you will be like a tree, a laden tree. And then you will bow with humanity. You will have equality. You will have equality within. You will have respect for others. That is the nature of a tree. Secondly, Guru Granth Sahib talks about the nature of a fish. You all know. You all know fish. Then till the point it is in the water, it is alive. When you take the fish out of the water, it dies. Similarly, Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji teaches us, you have such love for God, for His name, the God's name, that as soon as you leave the Lord's name, you die. Such a love for God is needed, that till the point you are taking His name, you are alive. When you leave His name, you are dead. You are actually dead from within. That is what Guru Granth Sahib teaches us. Thirdly, the nature of dogs. Often we see stray dogs, let's say, what do you call, dog has a nature that it is very honest to its owner. We all know that. Guru Granth Sahib teaches us, why don't you take that nature of the dog and be such honest person of the God? You do His bhakti, you take His name with such honesty, with such truth. He will adopt you as His son. Then the nature of a honeybee. A honeybee, as we all know, it has a nature of being together. They all, we have seen millions of documentaries on honeybees. We now know that honeybees are like very together and they die for each other. So why don't we adapt the nature of honeybees? Why don't we all humans live like honeybees, like one society? Why don't we respect the others and be able to sacrifice ourselves for the protection of our society? These are some few examples from Shri Guru Granth Sahib. Then a few verses, small verses from Guru Granth Sahib. Guru Granth Sahib says, Ravan Tugno Kamal Pani Jata Kar. Now already talked about that. It speaks about the whole nature is in tune with the Lord, the Almighty. And there is a very learned person from our religion. His name was Singh from Punjab. He says he has written